Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are in June 2020, some 13 weeks into the lockdown in the UK and across other countries that we operate in. And I've just gathered the executive directors together this morning just to talk a little bit about how we've been supporting our franchisee network during this last 13 weeks or so, and then a little bit about how we're going to support our franchisees coming out of lockdown and as British business and Australian and Irish business starts to get back on track. So you can see on the screen with me, I've got James Mattam, Sarah Robertson, Darren Moore and Phil Sullivan. So I'll make a start with Sarah, if I may. Sarah, how have we been looking after the franchise network during this very difficult time?
Thanks, Carl. Well, we were fortunate that early last year we completed full migration of the network to a cloud-based software suite, which includes TaxAssist, Receipt Bank, Practice Ignition, QuickBooks, and lastly, we've added Xero. And then in addition to that, for some time, the network have all had a hosted desktop solution with Microsoft 365. So this meant that when lockdown was announced, we could all move quickly to remote working and have all the tools at our fingertips to continue processing client work and collaborate effectively with clients and staff. Our tech stack has not only allowed us to process work efficiently, we've also been able to sign up new clients remotely using video technology and Practice Ignition as an onboarding tool. And whilst competitors have been unable to work and furloughed large amounts of staff, impacting on their revenues, our long-held belief in direct debits has meant that our cash flow has been strong for our franchisees.
And how many staff have we seen furloughed across the network? The numbers have been quite low, I think.
Yeah, only 85 disabled users, but in addition, we've had 25 added, so very low across the whole network.
And that's 85 out of some 1,000 staff, I think, across the network.
Yeah, over 1,000, about 1,200.
So you've seen the franchisees have kept working during this time, even though it's in very different circumstances.
Yeah, they've been incredibly resilient. It's been amazing.
Yeah, so I'm really pleased that we moved over to that new software suite and we invested in all that hosted technology, not knowing all this was coming.
No, who could have imagined it?
It does show, to keep moving forward is key in the franchise operation, and that's what we've tried to do, and we've seen the benefits of that, I think.
Absolutely.
Thank you. James, on the business development side, obviously, it's been a bit tough with all businesses closed down, so trying to give franchisees new business has been tricky during this time. But I guess there's still been a good number of inquiries coming in from potential clients who were not well looked after.
Yeah, absolutely. So much of our marketing is actually run digitally, which is great because people have been at home. They have been researching their move to pick a better accountant for their business needs. And another great function of the new tech stack that we've implemented was we had video technology for meetings available to us, and this has really forced us to use tools like Zoom and Microsoft Teams to actually meet with prospective clients. So the accountants have been able to meet with new business. They have been able to win new business, again, using the software that we use, which has made the role a lot easier during what has been a very challenging time over the last 13 weeks. Sure. But we've been driving leads out business as usual. We've been working hard to stay ahead of the competition when the competition have gone relatively quiet. And we've also been communicating very heavily with clients. So we've been sending out thousands of newsletters, email marketing, social media. Lots of different content has been written over the last 13 weeks to really keep clients well communicated during what must be a very stressful time for them.
Sure. And I guess we had quite a few inquiries from business owners who were not TaxAssist clients asking for help.
Absolutely, yeah. We became quite a resource actually for businesses who weren't getting support from their accountants. There was a lot of information coming out thick and fast. Luckily, we had Darren's team to help us digest that information and allow us to then present it to customers in a really easy to digest manner. So we've been updating business owners, making sure they knew what was coming, making sure the self-employed knew what grants they could get access to. And again, many of the inquiries we were seeing during this last 13 weeks either didn't have an accountant or had an accountant in place and they weren't getting help by them.
Sure. Thank you, James. And Phil, if we move on to you, we obviously work together to make sure we look after the group finances, but of course we also gave some assistance to franchisees during this difficult time, and that's still ongoing.
Yeah, very much so, Carl, and we did our best to take a common sense approach to that as well. In terms of the financial support for franchisees, we looked at a lot of the services we were providing, and we agreed temporary suspensions in the fees we were charging for those. This is all in consultation and advice to franchisees as well, so they could see exactly where we were going with that. And certainly the response we've had from them has been very positive. We know it's been a great help. For our own business as well, it's been important that we've approached that in a very methodical way. We started planning financially at the very, very early stages of COVID. We've been looking at cash flow on a weekly basis. We've had a financial business plan that we've been monitoring carefully and sharing with our bank, just to make sure that we as franchisor and our business is in a very, very good shape just to ride through this difficult period.
Yeah, and I think we've had lots of emails from franchisees saying they feel we've been very fair, we've been very open, been very transparent, and I believe we've helped the franchisees sort of manage their own cash flows as well. And we've not seen any problems with franchisees being in the position to pay us and support us as a franchisor.
I think that's absolutely right. And there's another area where we have been helping franchisees, and that is in understanding the new range of finance tools available from the banks and lenders, things like CBILS and the Bounce Back loan scheme. And we've actually got involved with franchisees in making presentations to the banks and actually getting those facilities agreed. We are fortunate within TaxAssist that we've got some very, very good ex-bank experience that we can bring to support franchisees. But I guess the real acid test of all that is the fact that we know we've had a lot of franchisees applying for that funding, and every single one of them has been agreed. So we've had none rejected. And I think that is testimony to the support that we're able to provide.
Indeed. Thank you, Phil. And Darren, last but not least, of course, you've been following the Chancellor, a very close, probably too close social distancing wise, but at least you've been doing it virtually, been on his coattails. So you've been delivering an awful lot to the network the last few weeks.
Yeah, the 13 weeks have been a challenging time, I think, for the sector as a whole. And our role has really been around communication, information, and advice. So the 13 weeks has seen just an unprecedented amount of new legislation and new advice coming out from government. We've never seen anything quite like it. Thousands and thousands of lines of new information for the sector to take in. And that's been an enormous challenge. So what we focused on initially is helping the network to understand it and interpret it in the right way and then convert it into things they can do for their clients. So we've had to break down all of the different schemes in a way that the network can take in and understand. We've then supported a huge amount of communication out to those clients. We've taken the view that clients need to be informed right the way through. And James has made this point as well. It's been critical to that support and the advice we've given to our clients. And that in turn has meant that they've relied on us for the information that we've been passing through from the technical team. So that information has been passed out in different ways. I think we're now producing update number 50. We've been sending out daily updates covering each day the new announcements that have come out. We've helped to adapt those into best practice. We've helped to communicate those onto clients in terms of what they need to understand. So we're now to update number 50. So that's been an enormous task to resource that. We've also built client and franchisee hubs. So converting all of this new legislation, all of this new advice into things that clients can digest and understand, and things that the network can deliver to their clients. So it's been unprecedented in terms of my time in practice. In 25 years, I've never seen anything quite like it. But we've done a huge amount, which I think has really helped clients and franchisees understand what they need to do next.
Yeah, I think as a collective group, we are extremely proud of what we've been supporting our franchisees with. And you've also been doing face-to-face webinars with the network and with clients.
Yep, we've been running client webinars. So some of these things can be put in writing. So lots of emails, lots of other communication, but there are certain things you need to talk to people about face-to-face or as close to face-to-face as you can get. So we've run a number of client webinars, which have been really well received. And we've run weekly webinars to the network. So every week, myself and Andy, who heads up our technical team, have been sat down for an hour presenting to the network en masse, talking them through the practical aspects of what they need to do around all of these changes.
And of course, everything we've been doing, we've been sharing with our Irish network through our managing director there. We've also been providing it to our master franchisee in Australia. Because we've just launched the USA, we've also been sharing all this information with our US MD as well. So as I said, we're sitting here in the middle of June. The country here in the UK is now starting to see lockdown being eased. Non-essential shops have started to open again. There's a possibility that pubs and the hospitality sector could be opening in July with 1 meter distance. We'll see. As the support centre, we're planning to go back in early August, but respecting 2 meters on the way we're running it, even if 1 meter comes in. But at the moment, we've been working very efficiently, working from home, and we can continue doing that. So assuming that the government around the world are getting their lockdown measures easing and doing that correctly, we need to look to the future of it. And obviously we will have an awful lot of small business clients out there who will need support. Our franchisees will need support as we come out. And of course, there'll be quite a lot of clients out there who have felt let down by their accountancy advisors and may be looking to switch over to us. So we'll just take a few minutes now, just looking the future, if we may. So Sarah, I guess the software and the suites are going to benefit somewhat for our franchisees and clients.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, franchisees are already telling us that they're seeing increased willingness from clients to adopt some of the cloud-based technology that we use, because they can now see the benefits of it really clearly. So for us, that's good. It just means that more adoption with our clients means we can encourage that real-time data information to support them moving forward. And we acknowledge that clients are going to experience difficulties in the months ahead, adjusting their businesses to the new normal. And we expect services like cash flow forecasting to be more in demand. We've already got software in place for our franchisees to help clients with that.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. So it's good that we've got a really firm base on the hosted service production and the software partners to move forward with quite significant confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're there for our clients all the way, and we can understand and know some of the difficulties they might be facing, and we're here to look after them.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. And James, obviously a great opportunity, but getting that message out there that TaxAssist is open for business and has been open for business all the way through this is quite a challenge. And I know we're investing some of our own management service fee income into the brand awareness fund to assist you in doing that. So just outline of your plans a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, Carl, we're proud of the support we've given to the network, but equally, we're extra proud of the support that franchisees have been giving their clients during this time. And as a marketeer, that makes my job an awful lot easier, because I can go and market quite hard to the business public that we have stepped up. We have represented our strapline, which is Small Business Champions, and we have been there for our clients. And that is the sort of support that clients do deserve when things are tough out there for them. So we understand if you're an independent accountant without a support centre like we have, it would be very difficult actually to be there for your clients, to understand all of these changes that have come out. Having that support centre structure of 60 people, all based in Norwich, all available to work and support each franchisee, just means we've been able to deliver that service. So we believe we've generated an awful lot of goodwill amongst the client base. We've created a huge series of brand advocates within our client base as well, and we want to really, make the most of that opportunity with client referrals. So we've got a big client referral scheme coming out soon. We've got some switcher campaigns, so encouraging more established businesses to come and use TaxAssist because they weren't getting that same sort of support they should have been during this time, and just highlight some of the flexibilities of our brand and our model, to let them see what layers of support they can get when they come to TaxAssist. And also, we believe the next 6 months really, we'll probably see a lot more startup businesses appear in the marketplace. We saw it when there was a recession previously back in 2008. There were many, many more startup businesses coming to the market. Many good businesses actually were formed out of the recession, Airbnb, big businesses as well as small businesses. And so we're really keen to make the most of that. We're already attractive to startup businesses anyway, but we're going to be marketing hard with that investment that we've had into the brand awareness budget.
Thank you. And I know in Australia, we've started to see the shops open a little bit sooner than us, and in Ireland the same. And I can see on our LinkedIn profiles that quite a few of our franchisees are now starting to open their shops. So very much, TaxAssist is now starting to open up again. We were never really closed because we were available on video, email, telephone, but now it is nice to start to see the shops open again. And I think the shops on the high street are still very key. And I think a lot of people will be looking at using local business more as a result of this. You see an awful lot of that on the social media. So shops open again.
Yeah, absolutely. They're an important part of our model. That's the good thing about having a brand that people remember. When people have had to go into lockdown and be at home, if they're looking for an accountant, we are a brand that you will see on the high street and is memorable. But the shops are really important to our growth plans. We're excited to see them opening this last week, and some more will be opening this week as well. Ireland will probably open much quicker because they're going to lift at the end of this month. And yeah, Australia's already starting to see that bounce back happen with their shops being open.
Thank you. And moving on to Phil, obviously a lot of small businesses have taken on some of the government-backed loans, and indeed some of our franchisees have as well. So it's going to be important for them to manage their businesses going forward, and we're here to support them as well.
Yeah, very much, Karl. And I think in many ways, with the government support that's been available over the last few months and continues, with the support we've given to franchisees and the general level of business acumen, high level of acumen we've got in the network, I think we've stabilised things and we can see the way forward. But I think the real challenges will come in 12 months' time, as you say. Most of the new loans that have been taken by franchisees and by clients, the repayments are actually going to start in 2021. And I think we've just got to be prepared then to think about refinancing to make sure that the repayments on those loans tie in with the post-COVID cash flow for the businesses who are looking to repay the loans. And again, we can provide a lot of support there, both through our lending partners and also directly with our franchisees, because we have got that expertise within the business. That means we have got the understanding and knowledge as well.
Thank you. So busy on the finance side. And then Darren, the accountancy industry post-COVID, been lots and lots of debate about it, but how do you see us all moving forward from a small business accountancy firm?
My personal view is I think we're going to see a big change, actually. The last few months have been very much about reaction. So it's been business owners coping with this huge amount of material, this huge challenge that's been presented to them. And I think we should all be enormously proud of the work we've done to support clients through that difficult time. The network's been working enormously hard to do that. And as James rightly said, I think we've generated a tremendous amount of goodwill through that. But it's now a question of what's next. And I think there's huge opportunity for us, because I think clients, small business clients, will be looking to their accountants to do different things. Yes, they'll still need the old compliance functions we've always given, but they'll need help and advice in lots of different ways. Phil's talked about the challenges around financing. As debt starts to unwind over the next 12, 24 months, small business owners will need help. They'll need help about planning ahead. They'll need help about making key decisions. And inevitably, in difficult times, they look to their advisors to support them, which will be their accountants. So I think we're in a great position to be that one-stop shop, as we call it, for that good quality advice that they'll need in the future. And that will be small businesses as well as bigger businesses. So I think we're in an ideal position to do that. I think as a model, we've absolutely shone through this crisis. We've demonstrated all that we're about in terms of the support we can provide. Our job now is to work with our network to help them deliver the right services at the right fees to really capitalize on everything we see. But I think we will see some great new fees from existing clients because we've been there to help them. And we'll see a number of clients coming to us, because I know from my own experience in the sector, I don't think there is a single practice out there in the small business sector space that has done what we've been able to do in terms of really supporting individual practices and their clients. And now's the time to really push ahead off the back of that. And I think we're in a great place to do that.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate your time this morning. We've got a busy day on a Monday. We have a board meeting a bit later. We've got other strategic meetings this week. So whether you're an existing franchisee watching this of TaxAssist, or you're even a client of TaxAssist, or a member of staff of TaxAssist, or you're a potential franchisee thinking about joining TaxAssist, then I hope you can see that we are very, very much in control of our business. We believe we've got a great future here to work on post-COVID. It's been a very, very tough time for everybody. We've worked so hard to protect everybody's businesses, clients, franchisees, and we've also worked extremely hard to look after our staff and making them safe. So thanks for all your input, guys. And to all those watching and to you guys, stay safe and thanks a lot. Cheers. Take care. Bye.